I'm Kat Bell, and today I will be discussing some of my past projects and sort of the process by which I will be choosing projects for the next year. Hello, baby. So the first type of project I want to talk about is the seen it online or in the store somewhere, and I see something and I say, ooh, I bet I can make that. And the first one of those types of projects I want to talk about is my clipboard, which I love ever so much. And I saw this in a Moriah Elizabeth video, and it was Art Things to Do When Bored. It was, I think, the second one in the series. And one of the things she did was redo a old, boring, regular clipboard into more her style, which was basically cupcakes, rainbows, sprinkles. And I really liked that design, and if I didn't already have a plethora of clipboards and if I was out buying one and that one was for sale, that would be likely the one I pick. But I do have a plethora of clipboards, so I was like, oh, I'm just gonna make one for myself. And I didn't want to make it exactly like hers as much as I loved her design, but I wanted it to be more meaningful for myself, which is why I did the secret Deadpool. So with the paper on, it's just, oh, it's a cupcake with sprinkles, just like gold, black sprinkles, kind of reddish background, and it's how Deadpool would want it anyway. But yeah, so I already had the original Deadpool pony design that I just did for fun even before this channel. So I just rehashed that idea and did the Deadpool 2 style with the flash dance, and instead of bullet casings raining down, it's the sprinkles. I started watching Moriah Elizabeth's channel about 2-3 years ago, and she's most known for her squishy makeovers. And as much as I love that series, I don't own any squishies, so originally I didn't think it was, it's just for fun to watch those and not really anything I would actually do myself. But I do have quite the collection of stress balls, and so I did do a squishy makeover with a stress ball, and it's just normal round stress ball. So Dragon Ball, 4-star, the best Dragon Ball of all of them. And so yeah, I get inspiration from all kinds of things, like even just for this channel in general. I kind of got the idea with Unis Honest, which they ended in November, and I didn't start this till like the next July. So you can kind of see how procrastination is a huge part of my process, and those are the next kind of projects that I want to talk about. So in my video where I talked about my procrastination process and how it's a very big part of my life, I had the art that ended up in these 2 books. So this was the first in the series, and this is my copy, and this is the second in the series, and it's my sister's copy, and they look very similar. The backs are different, so I can tell which is the first one, which is the second one. And for mine, it has the Minnie Mouse design, and my sister's has the Mickey Mouse design. And I just got this idea because I had a coupon for Shutterfly, buy one, get one free. And it just starts off with the castle and just goes on kind of in chronological order, the different Disney movies. This one's like my favorite spread from this book. And I just picked songs that we liked, and this one doesn't have a song because the Black Cauldron, they didn't really have lyrical music in that one. And the thing is, like, I had all the time in the world to design these, and then 3 months became 2 months with the same amount of work to be done, and then 2 weeks, and then the thing expires tomorrow and I haven't finished it at all. And that's kind of how things just kind of end up with a lot of my projects. So another great example of the procrastination that I go through with projects is the couch bear. So you might recognize this fabric as the love seat I'm sitting on right now. And like I said in the video where I made this little guy, it's the fabric from the original upholstery on this living room set that's at my mom's house. And I originally, when it was reupholstered, saved the cushions to make this. And I was like, oh, I'm going to make it for Mother's Day. It's like the perfect gift. She loves bears. It'll be so sentimental and cute. And then Mother's Day happened and I didn't get it done. So I was like, oh, her birthday. Her birthday's coming up. I'll do it for that. And then it didn't get done. And then so the next year, Mother's Day again. And no, you might remember that this bear came out for her birthday. So, and then she decided she wanted eyes, and you may notice that there's still no eyes on this, so maybe for her next birthday it'll have eyes. So another project I have is my photo frame made with real photos, and inside, or displayed right now, is my famous Sasquatch photo. And if you have questions about that story, you can message me in the comments below. And this one, if you've seen the video that this was made in, I do mention how it was just kind of abandoned halfway. So I had started with this project, so I already cut out the little flower petals and stuff, and then just for some reason that I do not remember now, I just didn't finish it. Like, I just had the pieces in a box just stored, and it just didn't get done until the video where I finally finished it. And this here is a prime example of just how long some of my projects take to actually go from idea to being done. So this is a paper towel holder, and I lovingly call it Shrooms because, you know, the mushrooms theme. And this was an inherited project. I called it Thrift Store Makeover, and so far I haven't been to a thrift store for any of those videos I made. And this one was actually the paper towel holder that was in my Nana's house's kitchen for forever. And when my aunt, who was the last one to live in that house, was finally getting a new place because that house, I don't know, it got real messed up, and that's a whole other story. But when she got her new place and we were packing up all the old stuff, I glommed onto this and a couple other items, like the mirror that was used for the Dracula mirror and a couple other items. And so that was like 10 years ago when she got her new place. And so it's like, that's how long this took to actually go from idea where it's like, oh, I'm going to redo this, to, look, it's done. And that brings me to Little Calcifer, and this is actually the longest standing project that I've had, where I already knew exactly what I wanted to do with this oval canvas. And I got this from a friend in like 08, 09. And then I didn't actually do this till November 25th, 2021. So that was like 10 plus years. But it's like, it's finally done. And this one I know exactly the reason why I didn't do it sooner. It was because I was worried about messing it up, because this canvas was from a friend. It's not like a canvas I bought specifically to do my own art with. This one I wanted to make sure it was like perfect, or as perfect as it can be. And the thing I realized, especially with doing this channel, is that, you know, it's never going to be the perfect time for anything. Like, you make it the perfect time, because whenever you do it is the best time. Okay, and so the next project I want to talk about is here now. So this wreath that I made is the next project, and it it was made from the leftover scraps from a couple kits. And the main thing about these kinds of projects is that, like this one and the photo frame, I just have this stuff stored for, I don't even remember how long that I've had this stuff. And it just took me years to actually get them done. And in the meantime, a lot of times they're just stored in boxes. And we have so many boxes of just stuff that is set aside to make projects with. And like I said in my cat blanket video, we have a hoard of cloth. So the material is piled higher than I am tall. And, you know, not super tall, but like, you know, higher than 5 feet. That's, you know, pretty decent cloth pile, you know, hoard. And as much as Moriah Elizabeth says that she's a hoarder, I'm just like, sweetie, no, like, your stuff is contained. Like, she had her whole tour thing, and everything's like all so beautifully organized in drawers and boxes, and like, I would love to have that size of a hoard compared to what I have. And at least she has like really plans to use those things. Like, we have so much stuff, and especially like yarn and cloth, where it's like, I'm not super into sewing or knitting, crocheting, and yet we have all this stuff because like, oh yeah, we're gonna do it. It's like, and I think I get this from my aunt, like so many years hanging out with her and doing crafts with her, where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna get to it, and we never do. And it's like, this year I really want to focus more on projects like the wreath that just wandered off, and like the photo flower, photo frame, the bear that uses, you know, materials that I've just been saving and hoarding, and really using those materials rather than stuff like the rainbow fish, where it's like, I just saw this on Pinterest and I was like, ooh, this cool abstract thing, and I'm going to use that to make this and use these techniques. And because this was a pretty short turnaround from when I saw the thing to when I did the thing, and I want to focus more on those things I've been pushing aside and just storing for so long, so that I can avoid things like the Great Yarn Lunch of 2015. Thank goodness Autumn responds to treats, because I don't think I would have got him out of that closet if he didn't. Like, he was way back in there, and the yarn just fell on top of me. I was stuck there for like 5 minutes, not including the time trying to get Autumn out of the closet and eventually getting the treats, and just like, just shake the bag, comes running. And the other focus I want to do for this year is on food, because my aunt is a bit of a picky eater, and she does not eat eggs. However, she likes cake. So every once in a while she'd be like, oh, go make me a cake. And it's like, with what eggs? We don't keep eggs in this house. What am I supposed to do? But I've seen some cooking hacks and things where you can store eggs like 3 months in the freezer. You know, you crack them open, put them in a ice tray, 3 months. So I'm going to be trying some kind of food hacks and different meal prepping techniques and try to find what works best for my family, and just kind of focus on that. And one of the other reasons I decided to kind of focus on food was I did just finish a class on social marketing, which is the one I did the video on, the partying responsibly. And my final project for that class was on mindful consumption with a focus on food waste. And it's so strange the things you get excited about as an adult, because in my area we finally got the green bins, and it's my first time with the green bins, so I'm super excited. And the first step to mindful consumption and wasting less food was meal prepping and basically only buying what you need. So I'll be practicing that in this coming year. So look forward to that and more videos with recipes and basically cooking hacks that I will be learning this year. And that's all for this one. Bye!